Hi,
Hey
Val.
Jay.
How are you?
Hi, babe. I'm great.
All right, so there you are. Your four-chair turn in the blinds, and of all those coaches in front of you, Chance the Rapper. Why?
I feel like that is the big question. There are so many. So let me say this. I did not know until that very moment who I would choose between John and Chance if they both turned for me.
Hmm.
And because they all turned for me, that complicated everything. I didn't know
Right.
till that very moment, to be completely honest. But I had reasons for them both why they were at the top of my decision. Chance, he was the one I chose because Chance is he's a creative, he's a producer. He really understands the creative side of, I feel like, what I can actually what I do. He understands the creative outside of just being a
Hmm.
vocalist. There's a creative there. So I respect that about him. I respect the fact that he also is kind of crossover. He is not afraid to say the name Jesus Christ. I love the fact that he's bold and public about that. I'm not saying everybody else wasn't, but that's something that I knew about him going in once I found out he was one of the coaches. And I just love his vibe, period. He seems like somebody who is broad and diverse, and I consider myself to be diverse and not just, one genre or just one style. So I really appreciated that about Chance, and that's what ultimately led me to choose him as my coach.
But then in the battles, I mean, Whitney Houston's tough to do anyway. But then to do it in
Right.
a, but to do it as a duet, he does not choose you in that one. You almost made it out, and then John Legend grabs you. What was that feeling like?
It was surreal because I've always thought, just from watching the show, if John was on the coaching panel, if I ever in my lifetime did something like that, John would be it, right? So it gave me the best of both worlds. I now have gotten an opportunity to be coached by both of my top picks.
Mm-hmm.
So when he hit his button, if you notice my reaction, I squealed. I screamed at least 3 times. Uh, when and he was like, "You ain't going nowhere," and
Right.
that just warmed my heart. I felt so proud that, man, I respect Chance. I am grateful for that I've gotten from him, but I also get to enjoy being coached by John too. So it was the best of both worlds.
Now, how's John's style of coaching different than Chance the Rapper?
Um, I would say his style, because John is kind of more R&B soul based. I think he spoke more to the genre that I was sticking with for the show, which was R&B soul. He is, like, to me, one of the kings of R&B and B and
Right.
soul.
Yeah.
He does these big beautiful ballads. I love ballads.
Yeah.
So, he's a coach that knows how to coach you up in that specific genre for sure. So I've enjoyed working with him as well.
So who smells better, John or Chance?
I don't know.
Oh, come on, you've been close. You got a good whiff of that. Which one? Like, oh my gosh, which one's the one of the two?
My husband, he's the one.
All right, now you're one of the older contestants of the season.
Yeah,
I mean, you're
yeah.
you're you're competing with teenagers. What's it like being experienced and kind of having been through it for a while, and you've got these kids who don't know anything about what they're in for. What's it like for you as a seasoned professional when these kids want to talk to you about that?
I kind of fall right into the role that I have been in for many years. You kind of fall into a somewhat of a mom. A few of them used to call me Aunt Val, and so
Hmm.
you kind of fall into that role as slightly a mentor as well too. But I also respect them. If we remove the age, I respect what they bring to the table as well, because we all learned from one another.
Right.
So it was a great, again, I like diversity, and diversity speaks to age as well. And so I love drawing from, anything outside of just directly my age group or my genre. So it was a learning experience for us all.
Do you think you could do this as a teenager now?
I think I absolutely would have done it. And I think I won't say my nervousness would have been less, But I think that I probably would have I would have had a different perspective as a younger person. Um,
Yeah.
and so I definitely think I could have done it younger. Yeah.
Why The Voice and not another reality show?
The Voice, again, my son is the one that pushed me in to do this. He was a huge fan of The Voice. We both have also watched American Idol,
Mhm.
and some of the other shows, specifically American Idol and The Voice. And The Voice, I believe, was his fave and also became a fave of mine because it focuses solely on the voice. The shares are turned. You can't see somebody.
Mhm.
It doesn't go based off of, hey, you looked apart from the beginning, so this is why we're going to choose you. They have to listen to your voice,
Mhm.
and I can appreciate that.
Where do you want to go from this show in your career?
Well, of course, with this show, you gain new followers, you gain new people that probably would have never known who you were. I'm also an independent artist, so I appreciate the new followers and the new people that are looking forward to plugging into my music, my independent music, and doing more shows, more performances, being a part of more church experiences as well.
Mhm.
And I'm going to be recording some more after this. So I just hope that everybody that's screaming Val T Webb will stay on the journey.
Were you up on social media before this show? I mean, you're a little older, so I'm sure there's something that's kind of new for you, right?
Well, 40s, the 40s are the new 20s, to be honest. Like, let's be clear. We're not the 40-year-olds that maybe raised some of us. We are a lot more technologically savvy. We have social media platforms. We're more of the seasoned veterans in what we do. And so we're not old.
Right,
And
right.
so yeah, I have had.
Mm.
Now, I will say I did not have, I had TikTok, but I wasn't really giving it any love.
Right.
My primary platforms were Facebook. I had a Facebook artist page and my Instagram as well. And then, of course, I have Snapchat and all that stuff, but I didn't use those as much as I use Facebook and the Instagram, the meta platforms.
Hmm. Now, is there anybody who you'd love to duet with on the show?
Ooh, that's a good one. One of my good friends from the show is Asher Havon. I would love to duet with him.
Okay. Well, we wish you the best of luck, Val, on the show,
Thank
and for
you.
whatever else comes down your way.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Val.
Thank you, Dave.